Hi everybody, welcome to Project Isaiah. My name is Barb. I hope you will take the time to watch this video for a few minutes anyways. Project Isaiah is an organizational idea that came to me midway through my pregnancy with my third child. I realized I was going to be raising a mixed son by myself without the presence of his father. So initially, my plan with Project Isaiah was to have a twofold approach, one here in the United States, working with inner city issues, and the other in Cameroon with a focus on access to quality health care and education for everybody. I've been working diligently on this organizational structure, the outlining the plans, identifying a board, getting registered, all of these things with the anticipation of being ready in maybe about a year from now. However, a lot has transpired in the United States this week, and in trying to advocate for Black Lives Matters, I realized I wasn't reaching very many white people. So many were getting stopped by the hashtag Black Lives Matters, getting caught up in an argument about what that meant, what that stood for, that the discussion couldn't evolve from that point. So I've prayed and thought a lot about trying to find a different approach to talk to those that I'm connected with that may or may not know me in the white community. And I thought if I made a video of some of my African American friends telling of their stories and experiences, that through that, white people could kind of have some empathy for what they had been through, and perhaps it would open minds, open hearts to look at things from a different perspective or a different angle. Um, but most of my friends are not comfortable with doing that. Either they didn't want their put themselves in that position, or they are frustrated and didn't feel it would make a difference. Whatever reason, I respect that. But I had to come up with another plan. So last night, I decided that we would just unveil Project Isaiah much sooner than anticipated, and our first operation will be in regards to the Black Lives Movement. First of all, I want to express that I have a lot to learn myself. I by no means have all the answers, nor do I want to come off like I know everything or that I even understand how it is to be black. I don't. I'm grateful that a few African Americans took their time when I first moved to Omaha to challenge me, to really push me, to have these very difficult conversations and uncomfortable conversations for me, so that I could open my eyes and so that I had the opportunity to grow. That's the same thing I want to see happen with you. I want to give you the opportunity to have these discussions, to look at things from a different perspective, and to realize what exactly Black Lives Matters means. What I am doing, I am facing a lot of criticism. I am being criticized by people I never anticipated being criticized by, and to say that doesn't hurt would be a lie. To say I'm shocked is an understatement. I knew that we had these issues, but I didn't realize how prevalent they were in my own sector. So I'm just thinking that maybe if we take it from a place of Project Isaiah, I'm hoping that you're more willing to hear me. I just can't close my eyes, guys, though, and be at peace knowing I'm not standing up for what's right. I won't ever back down, no matter what is said to me or how much resistance I'm met with. My heart really cries for those who have suffered at the hands of the injustice. Um, it just really hurts. But to say it's impossible to change minds, I don't believe that. I know it's all built on our own perceptions and experiences, but something that happened just in the last 2 days really inspired me to keep plunging forward. A girl named Lena, who grew up in the same small, predominantly white community I did in Northwest Iowa, was having these difficult conversations. There was passion, and we were both very strong-willed and um, focused on our points of view. But what Lena did that was unique was she had an open mind. She sought out information to understand. She wanted to know what exactly the movement was about, why Black Lives Matters, what it meant. Black Lives Matters isn't saying that white lives don't matter. It's not saying police lives don't matter. It's not saying Black Lives Matter more. It's saying Black Lives Matter too. Okay? Up until this date, unfortunately, it has not been the case. Black people have never been on an even playing field. We're all same citizens, but if my skin was black, I wouldn't be where I am today. I have no question in my mind that I have had opportunities that I would not have had. And until we can have those kind of conversations, we can't get to a place of change. I am so full of respect for the governor of Minnesota. He made a comment acknowledging that the unfortunate death of Mr. Castro likely would not have happened if he was not black. And I know he's facing a lot of criticism right now for that, but to see a white man in an administrative position, a place of power, admit we have a race-based problem is the first step to change. We have to admit that we have a problem. So that's why, as a white person, I'm talking to us white people, we've got to get on board with the Black Lives Movement. We have to show that Black Lives Matter too. So when I asked Lena, what was it that made you click? What was it? Obviously, I know she had an open mind. Otherwise, it would not have been possible. But for her to make a shift in understanding, I had to know what it was so that I could share it. Because each of us learns in a different way. And she'd had some conversations, and she had found an analogy. She found an analogy that worked for her. And basically it was this. A family sits down at a table to eat. Everybody gets their food except for one person. That one person says, I deserve my fair share too. Her father says, everybody deserves their fair share. Well, yes, everybody does, but that doesn't fix the problem. She doesn't have any food to eat. So what had happened in that analogy, the perception was, she was saying, I deserve my fair share too. Her father took it as her saying, I deserve my fair share, only me, only I do. No, that's not what we're saying. We're saying Black Lives Matters too, because it hasn't been the case in the history of the United States. I also want to note something that I've been guilty of in the past. When we say that we don't see color, we don't want to see color, we're all one people, I dream of the day that fact can be true. But the reality is, for Black people, it's not the case. So it's kind of, it's just a misguided approach to looking at this issue. It's saying, yeah, everything's good and we're all the same, we're all gonna love one another. I dream of that day. I hope for that day. I strive for that day. But we have to be real. And before our country can get to a place of equality, we have to be honest about the situation, okay? I know there's good white people, bad white people, good Black people, bad cops, good cops, all that. We know that. But we all have to get on the same page about what's going on and unite together to move forward, to make steps toward change, okay? So again, part of the reason I'm making this the first operation of Project Isaiah is because I want to start with those who are around me and plant seeds here, and maybe it will grow But those who struggle so much with the discussion or are so quick to assume there's no issue, I'm talking to you. Because if you think of my Isaiah, you will think of our future. He's so full of joy, so much love, and has proved to us already he's a child of miracles. He embodies two races, black, white. Hate from both sides, but it ceases in him. He will never know his paternal family because of the color of my skin. Because I'm white, they ceased contact. That I can't change. But what I will strive to do until I take my last dying breath is to make the world a safer place for those who have darker skin, including my baby boy. There'll be more to come. Hashtag Project Isaiah.